Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's chapter of A God Among Men, which we're calling Outfitting an Eatery, we get to see what happens when a pretty simple renovation project crashes into a budget that, well, has no limits. It's a masterclass in extravagance, and it all kicks off with one single, completely impossible request. So this really is the big question for today, isn't it? How in the world do you furnish an entire restaurant when your vision is pure luxury, but your timeline is basically zero? Cameron has this grand plan, see? But he wants it done in a time frame that just laughs in the face of physics and construction. Let's find out if money can actually buy time.
All right, let's dive right in. The story gets going with Lionel, who owns a renovation company, giving Cameron the full sales pitch. And you can tell he's confident, right? He's promising everything. Budget-friendly stuff, high-end international brands, you name it. To him, this just seems like a normal, professional deal.
So Cameron agrees to what's called a turnkey deal, and that basically just means Lionel's company is going to handle everything from start to finish. For Lionel, this is just another Tuesday, a standard, profitable job. Little does he know, his idea of a completed product and Cameron's are on two completely different planets. Now, based on what Cameron first tells him, Lionel does some quick math in his head. He's thinking it's a minor job, a few tiles, some work on the ceiling, maybe some cabinets. So he confidently quotes $15,000 for all the labor and design. Now, you're going to want to remember that number because it's about to become a very, very distant memory.
But here's where the whole plan just takes a massive detour from your typical business venture. See, Cameron isn't building a restaurant to pack in customers and make a profit. Not at all. His goal is to create this warm, cozy family space. Every single design choice he makes is less about seating capacity and more about creating the perfect, comfortable home away from home for his daughter, Emmy.
And this floor plan really shows you just how personal this project is. I mean, look at it. There's a whole entertainment area just for Emmy, an open kitchen so he can always keep an eye on her, and right in the middle of everything, a stage for a piano so he can teach her how to play. This isn't a business plan, folks. It's a father's blueprint for happiness. So Lionel, being a professional, lays out a totally standard timeline for a project like this. He says, 20 days. Perfectly reasonable. Cameron's response? He doesn't haggle. He doesn't even ask for a rush job. He just says, 1 week. And that's it. That's the moment all the normal rules of construction just get tossed right out the window. So you're probably wondering, how does Cameron plan to make the impossible happen? Simple. He throws money at it. He instantly offers to double the labor fee to $30,000. You can just picture Lionel's brain kind of short-circuiting for a second before just pure joy takes over. Of course, he agrees on the spot. Just when Lionel is probably mentally celebrating his super profitable, if maybe a little stressful, new job, Cameron drops this bomb. He just casually mentions wanting an emerald flower for the wall. Not a painting of a flower, an actual emerald flower. And just like that, the entire project changes. You can practically hear the record scratch inside Lionel's head. An emerald flower? He starts doing the math and realizes with this dawning horror that this one decorative element, just the background wall, could cost $1 million all by itself. Yeah, this is no longer a $15,000 renovation. So Lionel, he tries to gently explain that, with a custom emerald wall, a 1-week deadline is, well, it's just impossible. Cameron doesn't even blink. His solution is as simple as it is immediate. Then I'll pay you $500,000 for the labor. He says it like he's ordering a cheeseburger. Lionel is just speechless. Okay, so with that absolutely insane new budget locked in, they head to the mall for a little shopping spree. And let me tell you, it is a blur. They pick out everything, tiles, roofing, accessories, the whole shebang in less than an hour. It becomes crystal clear that Cameron's decisiveness is every bit as extreme as his spending. And he isn't just buying expensive things for the sake of it. He's buying the best things. We're talking high-end international tiles, top-of-the-line eco-friendly building materials. Everything is formaldehyde-free because his #1 priority, above all else, is making sure the space is perfectly safe for Emmy from the second it's finished. And the costs just start piling up, one after another. Nearly $50,000 for tiles, $30,000 for building materials, $4,000 for a couch, another $50,000 for appliances and furniture. And believe it or not, the biggest purchase hasn't even happened yet. Right. With all the basics out of the way, Lionel suddenly remembers the whole centerpiece of the design. That stage is there for a reason, after all. What about the piano? And this brings us right to Cameron's core philosophy.
You get what you pay for. He completely rejects the idea that a cheap instrument could ever compete with an expensive one. He's not looking for a deal. He's looking for the absolute best, and he knows it's going to have the price tag to match. And this belief leads them to the final, absolutely staggering purchase. Cameron specifies the exact make and model of a grand piano he wants. When Lionel calls his friend who owns a piano store and gets the price, he can barely get the words out. The piano is going to cost $110,000. Cameron, he doesn't flinch. He just says, sounds good. So, after a shopping spree that costs more than most people's houses, Cameron just hands the keys over to Lionel. The clock is ticking. 1 week, a mountain of luxury materials, a $500,000 labor budget. The question is no longer about money. It's all about time. Can this grand vision actually become a reality? Can it really be done? If you like the story, please like and share it, and subscribe to the channel to watch future episodes. Thanks for watching.